to shuffle and pull three songs that you could choose from at the end, you know, 1, 2 or 3. But actually, as I was shuffling, a couple of them turned over and I just thought, oh, I don't know, I think this needs to be mentioned at the start. So I'm going to start with these actually and just read these out. Really just as a way for you to feel, can you identify with any of the energies of these songs? Also as validation from spirit, you know, spirit is with you, sees what you're going through. For some reason it just feels better to put them at the start as well, so that's what I'm going to do. But before we get into that, I just want to say about personal readings, they are now open. My current turnaround time is 5 working days. I don't offer emergency readings, so if you're needing something within 24 hours, 48 hours, I would definitely say check out one of the many other readers who do offer emergency readings. And also just to say in advance, thank you for your patience with me while I get back to emails. I will endeavour to get back to everyone within, you know, at least at the longest, I should say, a couple of days max after you have written to me. Just that I anticipate it might be quite busy initially, but I will get back to you. So thank you for bearing with me. Okay, so having said all of that, let's begin. So let's just read the messages I have here, or the songs. So we have Usher. And this was sort of the most positive of the 3, actually. There goes my baby. There goes my baby. Ooh, girl, look at you. I get this really childish impulse when I'm reading out the lyrics to do stupid voices. I don't know why. You don't know how good it feels to call you my girl. You can replace that with guy if you need to, want to. There goes my baby, loving everything you do. Ooh, girl, look at you. Okay, so this is someone who is proud of you, excited to be with you, excited to show you off. Someone who feels whether or not you're in this committed relationship, they feel that you are theirs, they are yours. Just generally feeling really positive about this. So you might want to go and have a look at this song, listen to it, any of these 3 in fact. So that's the first energy, first message. Yeah, this one was a bit heavier. So Beyonce featuring Shakira, Beautiful Liar. He said, I'm worth it, his one desire. I know things about him that you wouldn't want to read about. He kissed me, his one and only, beautiful liar. Tell me how you tolerate the things you just found out about. You'll never know. Why are we the ones who suffer? I have to let go. He won't be the one to cry. Okay. So this, to me, I felt this needed to come out at the start, because there might be some of you watching this feeling like maybe it's time for me to release this. I'm always the one that gets hurt. And I sort of didn't want to just leave this at the end and then be like, bye, you know. So really just bringing this out at the start, so you could maybe think about, does what comes out in the reading, and especially maybe what your person's intentions and hopes are, the guidance and advice at the end, does this help to inform perhaps a decision you might be making, possibly around whether to leave this permanently or for now, you know? So yeah, I felt that needed to come out at the start. And then we have Christina Perri, 1,000 Years. Time stands still, beauty in all she is. I will be brave, I will not let anything take away what's standing in front of me. Every breath, every hour has come to this one step closer. I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid, I have loved you for 1,000 years. Definitely getting like a twin flame, soulmate energy from this. To me, yeah, I mean, bittersweet. Waiting 1,000 years is not ideal, but there's almost courage in this, and there's like an encouragement for you or for your person. So really just putting those out there, seeing if you can align with any of the 3 energies, maybe more than one of them, but especially, you know, this Beautiful Liar song and the message, in case you are feeling like, should I leave this behind, as I said, permanently or just for now. Maybe something to keep in mind as we go through. But yeah, okay, so let's start with your person's current thoughts and feelings. What's that? That's something just pinged onto my lap. 3 of Wands. So okay, interesting. We'll take this, I think. So thinking, daydreaming, longing for you, but not necessarily moving, not taking the action that you might like them to take. I'm thinking, you know, again, I've been waiting 1,000 years. For some of you, excuse me, the reason that they're not taking this action is some sort of commitment they're tangled up in that they don't want to be in, but they're the only ones who can free themselves. Whether we're talking about a romantic situation, it could be work, it could be a family situation, you know, maybe their parents are quite involved, or a parent. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. Okay, so my viewer's person's thoughts and feelings, please, at this time about my viewer. Wow, Six of Cups reversed. I kind of want to put it like this. So 10 of Swords, 6 of Cups reversed. So you could, for some of you, have had an incident that was painful, a falling out, or just, you know, maybe time has passed, and so much time has passed that it now feels like it's become a thing. You know, it's been so long that it feels like, oh, we don't talk anymore, versus we just haven't spoken recently. If so, your person's thinking back on this very much in their memories here. Of you, maybe of how it was when you first started talking, if you've had a relationship, how it was in the early days. They could also, for some of you, if your person's inclined to do a lot of self-reflection, they might actually be thinking about how some wounding from the past, even childhood, has affected how they show up in their life now and how it's negatively impacted your connection. So they could be saying, for example, I've always been someone who keeps my feelings to myself, and usually people just accept that and it's fine, and I don't care because I'm not looking for a deeper connection with people. But in this particular situation, I probably should have shared more because now I'm disappointed, you're disappointed, you never really knew how I felt, or something like that. You know, it could be anything, but that's just an example. Now, for others of you where you're saying, no, everything's fine and it's really early days, so it would be kind of intense if they were feeling that way. By the way, this feels random, but I trust that nothing is when I'm channeling and doing a reading. Have you seen the new Batman movie? He gets really obsessed over Catwoman very quickly. I think it's after like their first meeting and he's back in his like back cave, rewinding his footage of her over and over. It's really intense. So look, maybe that's relevant for some of you. Maybe you have just met, but it's already very intense. Or maybe when you did first meet, it was you know, got hot and heavy quickly, or your person is inclined towards being a bit obsessive about you even. Anyway, okay, so yeah, but if that's not your situation, it could just be your person saying, I'm longing to move forward, I'm longing to take action, but there is some ending I have to go through first. There is something, someone, a situation I'm going to need to put in the past. Yeah, look at that King of Pentacles reversed is back. There's a struggle here, a difficulty in this being grounded and committed. It could be, I'm hearing something about convention. One of you might have a desire for a commitment that seems unconventional to the other person, or the way that you both do relationships or the roles you take on within relationships might be unfamiliar to the other. You know, it's not kind of what you're used to, or something like that. Something could have happened around autumn last year, around fall. Okay, we have the Four of Cups in reverse. Yeah, you know, I'm bored, I'm dissatisfied with my life as it is, and I keep hearing the word long. I'm longing for this opportunity with you. Interestingly, the Four of Cups reversed is saying, I'm not being complacent anymore. Sorry about that. Maybe some of you are going to get some messages. I'm not being complacent. I'm going to take action. I'm going to reach for this cup in front of me. Whereas the Three of Wands is saying, I'm waiting. So they could be going back and forth, almost like that Two of Pentacles energy. You know, do I reach out? Do I hold back? Do I take the initiative? Or do I wait for the signs? The Star. We have Aquarius here. Wow, yeah, look at that. Something happened in the past that really caused them pain, and it's upright, the Three of Swords. It's something they didn't heal from. They maybe pushed it away. They found a way to work around it, but I don't think they fully healed this. It could also be them anticipating pain, whether it's theirs or somebody else's, by them creating an ending to follow their highest path here towards you. Okay, we have the Two of Cups as the final card here. You see, there is such a connection. It's deep, as I said, twin flames or soulmates, or just a connection that covers every single basis. Friendship, like partners in crime, you know, what else is there? Lovers, kind of partners in crime. I don't know. Everything is covered here. But why the difficulty in terms of grounding this, in terms of this commitment here, or in terms of just showing up in a constant, stable way? I mean, we'll see. But yeah, that seems to be the obstacle. The feelings are mutual, the desires almost are mutual, at least, you know, from your person's perspective, in terms of their thoughts, their feelings, they anticipate, they assume that you feel the same. You know, both of you are bringing a cup to this union here, but they're saying, yeah, I'm having an issue showing up really in the 3D, you know, in a way that's consistent. I want to, but I'm struggling. So I think we should go through again and get some more information for some of this anyway. Okay, tell me about this interesting dichotomy between the Three of Wands and the Four of Cups reversed. Justice in reverse. Okay, so they might be saying it's not fair. It's not fair that I want to move forward but I can't, or that I take a step forward but then I have to take a step back, or whatever it is. They could also be waiting in a very practical sense for some sort of contract to go through, to be signed, to hear back about something in terms of something legal. I'm actually hearing the word hospital, so I don't know if someone's in hospital going in for like an operation or something, or if it's that maybe you or your person works within a hospital and there's something around signing contracts to do with a job or something like that. So it could be legal, it could be them saying I'm waiting for like a separation, a divorce to be finalised, which would completely explain whatever the situation is, why they're saying I fully intend to take action, to not let this opportunity pass me by, but I am waiting for now. Excuse me. There could be something they really want to say to you. We have the Six of Coins in the reverse. So your person might be saying, I'm struggling with something practical in my life. I'm finding the people I'm dealing with to be very difficult. We have the Emperor here, Aries energy. In terms of timing, that's now Aries season. So this is very current, very time specific, this particular message within the reading, you know, something they're dealing with right now. And interestingly, look, we have the Scales of Justice twice, here and here, both side by side, reversed. They feel that they're not being treated fairly, and I would agree with them, because the Emperor is responsible. So whatever this is, work, something legal, something financial, whatever it is, I think the people around them are behaving a bit foolishly, and it's really negatively impacting your person in terms of them making forward progress in their life. It could be impacting their finances as well. So maybe they're actually getting quite cross with this. Right, okay, so Six of Cups, Three of Swords. Yeah, so Three of Cups, I do see for some of you there is a third person here who your person is saying this person would be heartbroken or upset or something like that if I end things with them. It could be there's a work connection, but it can also be that your person provides a lot of stability or finances for this third party person here. So what this person, the third party, would be upset with is stepping into the unknown, stepping into a place of instability, having maybe a life of luxury taken away from them or something like that. I'm not really seeing concern around, oh, I would miss you, or you're breaking my heart because of my emotions or anything like that. Okay, so let's have a look. Oh my goodness, Two of Cups with the King of Pentacles reversed. You see, they want this Ten of Pentacles with you. They want everything with you, whatever everything means to them, however they envision that. But you know, it kind of takes a King and a Queen of Pentacles to make this Ten of Pentacles. And I'm not just looking at like gender or sex here, I'm thinking about the energy, King and Queen, basically a pairing, a partnership. But they're kind of showing, well, there is something I'm missing here. There's something I know I would need to bring to the table, you know, in their opinion, that I can't quite yet. Seven of Coins, Seven of Pentacles reversed. They are impatient though, they want this now. They're saying, look, we've both known for a long time, or for however long we've known each other, we feel this, we know the feelings are here, we know the connection is here, it's not going anywhere. Well, fine, now I'm getting impatient, now I want this, you know, now I want this to materialize. I want to, you know, this song, where is it? The Usher song. Yeah, it feels, you don't know how good it feels to call you my baby. So they want to be able to say to people, this is my person, you know, this is my girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever. They want that now. There's an impatience here, and it brings me energetically right back to whatever's going on over here, this feeling of injustice. Look at that on the back. 4 of Wands, 11, again, twin flame, soulmate, proposal, marriage, some sort of union here, but it's a union that's seen by others, it's recognized by others, and we can only have that if something is manifested. You know, we can tell people as much as we like, oh no, we have a connection. They can't see it. You know, it's almost like your person wants to be able to prove this and to say, yes, well look, here's the ring to prove it, or why don't you come to our house that we live in together? I mean, I'm not saying they need those things, or I'm not saying that people need those things in life, but your person is saying, but I want that with you. Okay, so yeah, I mean, well, they've answered my question really. My next question is going to be, what are their hopes for your connection? What are their highest hopes? What do they fantasize about, daydream about? What do they envision and imagine? Well, we'll still ask though. Let's see what other information we can get here. Okay, Spirit, what are this person's highest hopes, their fantasies, their goals, their wishes within this situation, please, with my viewer? I'm being told tulips and lilies, so I don't know if someone watching likes tulips and lilies or has a special connection to one or the other or both. Okay, 4 of Cups. Wow, interesting. It's in the upright. You have Temperance, Sagittarius energy here. I see. Okay, so your person feels that in the past you offered to them and they were, you know, they were complacent. They didn't take the opportunity in front of them, and that's why they're saying, I'm not going to do that again. That really messed things up. I've learned my lesson there. So one of their hopes here, one of the things they often think about, daydream about, is if they could go back. If you know, came forward, made the same offer or interacted with them in the same way, and they reached for the cup, they saw the cup, this guy's eyes are closed, maybe, you know, they actually just didn't even see it for the longest time, and they're saying, I wish I could go back and do it differently. And you know, in this Temperance card, she has 2 cups, and the water, the emotion, the energy is flowing between both, and that's, you know, 2 of Cups down here. That's exactly what they want. So a lot of what they think about is the past, is I wish I could do this differently. I wish, knowing what I know now, feeling how I feel, seeing what I've seen, etc., etc., I wish I could go back and show up in a way that's more reciprocal here. And at the same time, alongside that, there's this intention of, right, well, obviously I can't do that. I can't undo the pain that's been caused to me and you from my side. But what I can do is make the intention to give the offer back to you and just hope that we can still have this balance, this temperance between us. I can make sure I don't miss any future chances or opportunities. 3 of Cups. The Hierophant in reverse. Did you hear? I was trying to say the Hermit. So there could be a Virgo here. They could be saying they want to come out of hermit mode. They imagine themselves being really open with you in a way they haven't before. Okay. So 3 of Cups, Hierophant in reverse. They want to break free of whatever constraints, whatever formal, traditional, conventional, I'm also hearing the word conservative, whatever situations they're in, whatever beliefs have held them captive, opinions, all of those sorts of things, they want to break free of those. They also want to go out with you, to be with you. I'm feeling specifically around other people. It's like they want other people to know you're together. That's a really big theme in the reading today, but they want people to see you together. It's like they want that validation of someone else to see you with their eyeballs and to be like, oh, are you together? You know, and your person can say, yes, this is my person. You know, they really want that. They might also kind of enjoy that other people maybe find you attractive, or you get looked at and they get to be like, well, they're with me, you know. Okay, we have the moon reversed, so we have Pisces energy here. Yeah, it's like, look, I see clearly now. I'm hearing that song. I can see clearly now. The rain has gone. And it's interesting because where I'm sitting, there's a beam of sunlight that's gradually getting closer and closer to me. So there is something here around seeing something more clearly, perhaps having some sort of recognition they didn't have before. And that's emboldening them to be more fearless, less fearful. And it's interesting, it looks like the sun is above his head, you know? So do they have some insight or wisdom or clarity that they just lacked before? Okay. Ah, the Hermit. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so they have been in hermit mode. This makes me think of Scorpio as well because we have that skull in the corner. So they, through this introspection, have gone through some sort of death and rebirth, some kind of transformation. I've never noticed that the Hermit has a, on the end of his stick, his staff here, he has like a bell, some sort of a trinket. Can you see that? I'm not sure if it's showing up. Yeah, there we go. So I don't know if your person has like a good luck charm, something they hang from, maybe like a bunch of keys, or maybe they wear it around their neck or something like that. I don't know why that's coming through, apart from perhaps confirmation for someone. Okay. So yeah, I clearly see they want to share with you the insights they have. It's like they wish they could just be more open and free and expressive. There's so much they could say, there is so much they could show, there are so many questions they could ask you, there are so many offers they could make you, you know, do you want to do this with me? Do you want to come here with me? And it's like they just want to be, I'm hearing uptight, so less uptight. That's not my words, you know, I'm not calling your person uptight, but they kind of feel like they're highly strung, they're a bit uptight, that they have this way of thinking where it's like, no, this has to be done like this, and then this, and then this, or you know, I talk to this person but not that one, and blah blah blah. And it's like they're getting sick of that. They just want to be more free, more relaxed, more easygoing. Yeah, Page of Wands. So beginning a new journey, one that's very passionate, very exciting. Maybe neither of you really know exactly where it's heading, but that's okay. We're just enjoying the moment as we go. And then we have the Emperor again. So more Aries, well, Aries again here. So one of the things your person is saying is, my goodness, I want this situation, this practical situation, to be resolved, so I'm free to move forward. They're also saying, again, I want to release some of these shackles that I'm in, whether they're external or self-imposed, because I now understand that I can be stable, strong, wise, successful. I'm thinking of the word compassionate, but the Emperor isn't obviously or overtly compassionate, but I'm thinking of that because I feel the energy of the Emperor is someone who's very self-sacrificing. They make sure everyone's needs are catered to. So it's there, you know, the Emperor's love language isn't telling you 5 times a day how much they love you. It's making sure that you're not wanting for anything or needing anything. So compassion in that regard. So your person's saying, I can be, and also well respected. I think other people's opinions might be important. I can be the Emperor, I can be all of these things, even if there is something that seems untraditional about our connection or union, or something that goes against my tradition or your tradition, or my values, or what I'm used to seeing around me. They may have had a fear that if they stepped away from what they were used to, their lives would fall apart. They become some sort of wishy-washy failure or something like that, but they're realizing actually no, because strength doesn't come from outside, it comes from within myself. Yes, sometimes we can gain a feeling of confidence from being part of a community or something, but they're saying actually that's not the be all and end all. I get more strength from within. Okay, so let's clear this away and let's have a look then at some guidance and advice for you. Okay, let me I'm just going to pause and have a drink. Okay, so, sorry, that was incredibly loud. I didn't mean to scream okay in your ear. Okay, so Spirit, can you please bring in The highest and best messages for my viewers around guidance and advice, please. So what guidance and advice? Oh, straight out. Ace of Cups in reverse. Someone's name could begin with M. Just seeing it on the cup there. Guidance and advice, please. The Chariot in reverse, Cancer energy. So this is, again, it feels like an acknowledgement that things have been a bit back and forth, a bit confusing. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse, that maybe, you know, you've wanted these, or an expression of a feeling from your person, not even necessarily that you want them to write you a poem and sing you a song and fall on the ground and, you know, confess their love, but maybe you just want them to tell you in a sensible way where you stand with them. And I feel that Spirit is acknowledging this. And if, let's say, you're in a relationship with this person, which doesn't look like the case for many of you, I will say, but if you are, you may be feeling like this person doesn't really show how they actually feel. Are they enjoying this? Do they want to leave me? Like, what's going on? Yeah, Page of Cups. Okay. Guidance and advice. Judgment in the reverse. The first thing is, what are you going to do? Spirit's putting it back on you. So again, taking me back to one of those songs at the beginning, the song about, you know, is it, hold on, let me, instead of trying to remember, let me just look. Yeah, this one. So feeling like, okay, I'm the one that's going to get hurt, or hurt again, maybe. Is it time for me to let this go? Because he or she never gets hurt, it's always me. So if you're thinking that, or you're just thinking something's got to change here because I'm getting really confused, we're driving in circles and I'm starting to get motion sickness, I just want to go forward. So Spirit's saying absolutely, you're right. Yeah, the world, something needs to come to a close for good, not just temporarily, you know, not so it can change ever so slightly, but something needs to end for good. It doesn't have to be the whole connection. It could just be something, you know, something specific that's driving you insane because it keeps going round and round and round. This woman here has 2 wands, and that makes me think of the Magician. So you are powerful enough to make the change here that you're wanting to see. So it could be, for example, let me give just a small example. Let's say your person always texts you at 6 a.m. and you don't like it because it wakes you up. Maybe don't reply until it's 8 a.m. and then they realize eventually, okay, well, I don't get a response till 8, so I might as well just text at 8, you know, that sort of thing. I mean, of course, the first thing would be to say, can you please not text me so early? But let's say you've tried that and they keep doing it, so you're like, right, I'm just not going to respond until 8 a.m. and they start to realize, so they make a change. That's a very silly example, but, you know, I feel that you have the power to make some sort of a change that ends whatever this is. It could be with the Ace of Cups reversed, a feeling of wasted opportunities, a feeling of you giving and giving and giving, and your person just going, oh, that's amazing, and taking the cup and then pouring out everything you put into it, you know, how rude, how disrespectful, how painful. So it could be that there's something to change around that. With Judgment in the reverse, it's almost like you might have been hesitant about making this change because you could be saying, but what then? What if they never talk to me again? What if I don't hear from them again? What if it creates the positive change that you want to see? And you know, if you set a healthy boundary, as an example, and your person thinks that's too much, I mean, I don't really think they sort of deserve to hear from you again. You know, you could think of it that way as well. But I feel there's a change you've been thinking about possibly, and it feels huge, it feels very big. So you've been maybe saying, I need to think about it a bit more. And I do feel the guidance and advice from Spirit is, you're safe to make this change. It's going to go in, you know, you might be like, well, it could go great, it could go bad, it could go somewhere in between. I think it's going to go in the best possible direction. Okay, what else, please? Yeah, look at that, the Devil in reverse, Capricorn energy there. So there could be, ooh, 4 of Wands. There could be something here around this connection is explosive or addictive, or it's very intense. The highs are super high, then the lows are terrible, but we always come back together, and it's passionate and it's great, but at the same time it's driving me insane. whatever change this is, I think it brings your person in a softer, slower way. It's a more manageable way. It's more of a heart-based way. And you know, Four of Wands, again, we have four walls. We create structure. You know, if we have the walls are solid, that the roof isn't going to cave in. Well, not necessarily, but whatever. You know what I mean. So something stable, something you can depend upon. This energy, it feels, it's intense. We even have major arcana here, but they're reversed. You know, the Chariot, the Devil, the World. Yes, it's upright, but I think this is you making a change. The energy between you and this connection, it's a lot, but it kind of needs to be not caged, but like molded a little bit. Like, you both need to get in charge of the energy here between you. And I feel Spirit saying you are more than powerful enough on your end to create some kind of a change. It's not to say you have to change the whole thing for you and your person, or you have to change them. They can do their own work. But I am seeing if you want to make a change for yourself, it will trigger change within the connection overall. And remember, at the same time, your person has the intention of bringing this more into fruition in the 3D in a way that's visual, that other people can see. So it works quite well together, you know, the energies that are coming from both of you. On the back, we have the Tower in reverse, Eight of Wands reverse, Three of Pentacles. Yeah, very, very intense energy. But it's kind of like, how many times can we have this sudden forward movement and then nothing? How many times can we have a near tower moment and then sit here not talking to each other in stagnation? That's not practical. We need more of this Three of Pentacles energy. It's earthy. Yes, it's slower, but it's harmonious. It's very enjoyable. It's teamwork. We're building. We're seeing progress. It's not like we keep building a foundation and then scrapping it, and then we build another foundation and we scrap it. You know, we're building brick by brick, and we keep building. We're not destroying stuff. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Let me get a few more cards around judgment in the world, because I think that's the biggest message here. Whatever the change is, I think go for it. You are safe to make this change. Yeah, it's a big change, but it brings in positive change, positive movement, momentum. We have the World again. I can't get super specific with these two cards because, of course, for each of you, what you're thinking about doing will vary. But let's just see. Ooh, Ten of Cups. Yeah, I mean, for some of you, you could even be thinking, okay, like, I'm in a third-party situation. I have a partner. I would need to leave this situation before I can move forward with, you know, this person here. So you might even be thinking about that. So yeah, big decisions here, and I can see why you might be wanting to really think about it and look at it from every angle. For some of you, I'm noticing a rainbow in the background. It could be that you might be saying, well, I would need to tell people that, you know, I have an attraction towards someone of the same sex, or I'm in love with someone of the same sex, or I'm now in a relationship, you know, whereas previously maybe you were in a heterosexual commitment, marriage, relationship, something like that. So maybe for some of you, you might not even have spoken openly with this person about your feelings. It might be that Two of Cups energy. It could be that you both sense that this connection exists between you. No one has, you know, openly expressed feelings. You might be nervous about it for one reason or another. Maybe they are the same sex as you, same gender, maybe not, maybe it's something else, maybe it's a work connection, maybe there's an age difference, who knows. But you could be feeling like, oh, I would have to be bold and tell them, and then I'm worried that I might ruin our friendship or something like that. But I feel that Spirit's, again, encouraging you to take a leap of... It's not a leap of faith, though, is it? I was going to say that. It's a well thought out next step. You know, but do, of course, you know, make this this guidance work for you. Take it at a pace that you feel is comfortable. What else, please? Yeah, Eight of Pentacles. Four of Swords in reverse. Okay, so I do feel that, you know, You have thought about this seriously. The Eight of Pentacles is almost like, right, I'm going to really make myself busy with other things, with work. I'm just going to keep my head down. Four of Swords in reverse, though, I think it might be time to make some change or take steps towards the change. Okay. So let's get a message from the animal spirit guides before we go. Just to say, if you are in the situation, if you resonate with the situation or scenario in which, you know, you can kind of feel there's something, but neither of you have openly suggested or said that you have feelings for each other, but you know, their actions suggest it, and you've shown them in certain ways, and you're wondering, are the feelings actually mutual? Then I would say yes, definitely, especially with that Two of Cups. Okay, so can we get a card, please, Spirit? So guidance and advice. We have two. We have Cheetah and we have Cardinal. Okay, Earth and Air, interesting. Okay, get clear on your intention, stay focused and move quickly to achieve your goal. Exactly, yeah. So what is your intention here? Because I think it's safe for you to action it, to move forward, to go for it here. And we have Cardinal. The polarities of your spiritual pursuits and physical pleasures are out of balance, so do whatever is necessary to bring them into equilibrium. So this could be that you've had so many nudges, you have so many thoughts, feelings to take a next step, but in the actual 3D, in your physical reality, you've been in this Four of Swords energy of telling yourself, I need more time, or something like that. But also I feel this relates to your person. You know, internally, yes, they have this whole inner world where they have such active thoughts and feelings about you, hopes for the future of your connection, but now they're very ready to have it manifest, to have it be physical. There's really something here about eyes, like actual eyeballs. You know, like, yes, they want people to see you, but it feels like it goes beyond that. I don't know if they love your eyes, the color of your eyes. I don't know